Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Robert here from Geoengineered Regenerative Farming and Get a Goat and Go and Get a Goat and Go Pack Goat Club. Well, right now we're out here getting ready to move the goats, and the first thing I have to do is, before I move them, it's an electric fence. I do high intensity grazing with the goats. And we got a whole 18 acres of pasture here that needs to be eaten down. Right now I have 31 goats on this pasture in this enclosure. But before I can move it, I have to cut a path to put the electric fence in. And I've done this many different ways. I've done it with traditional weed whackers where you swing like this, with the bar on it. And whenever I was younger, my parents gave me an old-fashioned scythe, but they didn't teach me about sharpening it. Go on, move. Go on, you're gonna knock the camera over, buddy. Yeah, you're so excited. Oh, you're so happy. Yeah, you get so happy. Oh, my dogs get so happy. But they didn't show me how to use it, and I ended up whacking, just hitting it and trying to bust through it. And well, I've learned since then. I've just got this the other day. Don't go cheap. I bought a cheap one from VXB Ball Bearing Company, and the doggone blade, first prairie dog mound I hit, bent it right in half. I'm still trying to get my money back from it. I went the extra mile on this one, and this is from Lehman. I'm not being sponsored in any way, shape, or form. This is from Lehman's main scythe supply. The whole kit was $450. Came with a whetstone. I was very disappointed with this, because whenever I got it out here, this is what they gave me. This piece of crap to attach the blade. See that? To attach the blade. Here, first swipe, the blade fell off. Knocked the blade right off. I was livid, especially after the bad experience I had with the VXB scythe. Very cheap Chinese stamped steel. They advertised it as Austrian steel. With the first prairie dog mound I hit, it bent it in half. So don't waste your money on a VXB. Don't go cheap. Be frugal. This failed the first day, but it was an easy fix. I just went and got 2 U-bolts, put those 2 U-bolts on. 10 minutes later, I was up and running. So I'm going to flip the camera around here. Oh, it's not going to let me do it. But that's the enclosure that I've had goats in since last Thursday. As you can see, I've done a good bit with them since April. And so, need to move it today. I'd like to stay. They could probably stay in there for another day, maybe 2 at the most. But I'd like to keep it on Thursdays. That way, if I want to go on a pack trip over the weekend with some friends, go fishing, I could leave the goats in here for a few days and not worry about too much. Are you seeing the baby goats play? Yeah. So, we'll get back to the scythe here. All right. So a lot of people think scything is really hard. It's not that hard. Once you learn the right technique and use your core whenever you do it, got half of it done right now. Got nice and warmed up, got a little sweaty, and so I'm gonna take you out there and take a look at that, and then I want to see what kind of technique I'm using. So I'm going to film this just for your posterity and my posterity as well. This is something I do with fly fishermen whenever I guide fly fishermen and they're inexperienced. I'll get them out there with the rod and I'll show them that they're buggy whipping, you know, and that they need to keep their elbow like this. You know. And of course I teach by the book whenever I'm fly fishing. And that means putting a book, not reading a book, putting a book underneath your arm here. That way it teaches you. So then I record them, let them observe it, and then they can see how they're buggy whipping that fly rod. So I'm going to use that same technique here. So let's take a walk through real quick here. I don't want to show my ugly mug. Oh, I just ran out, spilt my water. But we'll go take a quick look here. I got this all scythe all sharpened up right now anyway, so my whetstone that I had attached to my belt, when I sat down there, well, it just fell off and all my water drained out, and now I got a wet butt. Well, this is where the goats were at Thursday before last. Irrigated it, it's coming back. A lot of sprouts, a lot of good stuff's growing. I put 27 varieties of garden veggies in here. So this is what I'm cutting with. And as you can see, it's nearly 2.5, 3 feet tall. And being that tall, I've used weed eaters on this, you know, gas-powered weed eaters. And I tell you what, this scythe outperforms any weed eater possible. So you see the stays here. And what I've been doing is just measuring it off. I have a 100-foot radius enclosure that I build, which lasts about a week or more for the goats. And I just move it every Thursday. So I got about half of this done in about an hour's time. Got nice and warmed up. And it's looking pretty doggone good. Now if I was doing this with a gas-powered weed eater, I would have been so frustrated and angry by now. Changing out the spool, changing out all the twine. It's just a pain in the butt. You can't do this kind of work with that type of equipment. So here's how I get set up. And I do it the same way each and every time. So here's my stay. Here's my tape measure. And I just take 10 paces. 10 paces at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch it out. Put my stay in. Now I got something to work to. I could have put all my stays in first, then did it, but I think this is going to be an easier way of doing things. So as you can see my mosquito netting on. I don't know what time it is, probably 7:30. I got started at 6:30 a.m. Sun's starting to come up. Ooh, look at that sun. It's going to be a baker today. So it's really important to get this done early. And then moving the fence is a little bit easier than scything this type of grass and weeds. So let's get to it. Let's see. All right. Now, I got my dogs here, and they like to help, but you can't help because you don't have thumbs. If you had thumbs, I'd let you help. Now get back, go on, move. It's danger time. Move. Come on, get. Get, up, move. Yeah, they listen so well, don't they? All right, so I'm an amateur. I haven't been doing this very long, but watch some videos. Now I'm an expert. Now you tell me a weed eater, a gas-powered weed eater that would power through this like I am right here. I don't know of any. Hit the dirt. Some of this stuff is so thick, takes 2-3 swipes to get through. And there it is. Whew. Not that hard. Grass is really tall, of course. There's a lot of dead stuff. So it's making me work a little bit harder. But once it gets cut down or chewed down by the goats, I think it's going to be a whole lot easier to cut hay with the scythe. So there it is. If you're tired of gas-powered weed eaters that can't do the job, or you don't want to spend $20,000 on a tractor and all the equipment that goes with it, you get a $250 scythe, and it'll outperform as long as you have the proper amount of calories and energy to do it. But technique is more than anything on this. Just like fly fishing, it's all about technique. So the better your technique is, the easier it's going to be. A lot of people were out there saying, oh, I did it once and it was a total mess and a horrible situation. Well, doing it once isn't enough time to gain the proper technique to do things. You know, you can't base what you do in life by doing it once I did it once and it didn't work, so therefore I discard it completely. That's not the way life works, I'm sorry. Not my life, at least. I don't have a great technique, but I tell you what, between a gas-powered weed eater trying to do this, so that everybody knows you need to do this before you put your electric fence up, or else it's going to short out and not work. Then your livestock's running around all over the place. So, in the comments below, you tell me, what all you naysayers about this, tell me which tool I should purchase that's under $250, 300, let's say 300, $300 or less, that can do this type of field with all this dead stuff that fast. I think that does a fine job. Yeah, I sweat. You know, I get a little winded. But hey, I'm getting in shape. I'm getting in shape. I'm saving money. I'm not having to go to the gym. I'm saving money by cutting my own hay. There's nothing wrong with this. No hard work never kills anybody, right? Well, unless you're old and out there shoveling snow. That kills a lot of people. But I'm young enough. I'm only 62. And being 62, 60 is the new 40, right? Okay, well, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm still in my 40s. It takes a little longer to recover, but I'm really enjoying this tool. It's making my life a whole lot easier. So, like I said, I'm not sponsored by Lehman's. I'm not sponsored by Maine Scythe Company. But anyone that finds yourself in the same situation I'm in, just getting started in bigger agriculture. I've been doing agriculture all my life, but for other people and family. Never on my own. I was blessed with this property. So I'm going to make the best of it. And I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Look at all the wildlife. There goes a duck from the pond. And yeah. And we got Val there. He's the constant prairie dog mitigator. Constantly looking for prairie dogs and moles and voles and gophers and anything he can get a hold of. Now I named him Val after Val Kilner. That's whenever Val Kilner was real sick and on his deathbed. So I've always enjoyed Val Kilner. He reminded me of a childhood friend I grew up with. They look exactly alike. And so I named my hound dog in commemoration with a little play on words. His name's Val Kilmore, because he likes to kill prairie dogs. And prairie dogs are a bane to everybody in this industry. There's an example right there. And hitting that with your scythe really dulls the tip. So, good irrigation, good hound dog, and some CO2 application into the holes. We're cutting down the prairie dog population here. When I first got here last year, it was just thousands and thousands of prairie dog holes. But with good irrigation, I've been able to get most of them out. Not all of them, as you can see. That might be a badger hole, I don't know. That's pretty big. But we do have big old badgers living here. So this is a long enough video. Thank you for your time. Like, subscribe, tune in, comment, check out Get a Goat and Go, Pack Goat Club. We do a lot of different things with the goats, fire and weed mitigation, and just anything you can think of to earn an income with the goats. That's what I do. So I don't sell the goats for meat, so don't ever expect me to do that. That's not going to happen. So have a great day. Thank you for your time, and get a scythe, then get a goat and go. Later, guys. Arrivederci.